It reset. What the heck?
This is the wide shot, apparently. All right.
Okay. Hi, I'm Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow. Check us out at ketochow.xyz.
I'm Chris, also a co-founder, president, and the tech guy behind Keto Chow. Yeah, and sorry, I got completely thrown off because it's like a super wide shot, and I had it cropped in. In just a second, you'll see it. It'll cut to a cropped in shot.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, like that.
Okay, should we start again?
Sure.
All right.
Might as well go ahead.
Hi, I'm Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow. Check us out at ketochow.xyz.
I'm Chris, also a co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, you've never heard of us before, we have a couple of products that we created to make doing keto easier. Our main product is a meal replacement shake mix that you can customize to fit the macros that work best for you. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are awesome.
We do this live stream to keep you updated with all of our Keto Chow happenings, to help us be accountable and stay on track and have you with us on our journey. So thank you for joining us.
Yep. So, yeah, always technical problems. I'm trying some new stuff. So the camera is recording a wide angle, in case you want to know. Wide angle, but then I'm cropping in the software to make it look like it's zoomed in more. And the camera's 4K, so I can do that. It's not a problem. But I didn't check to see if the other views would have it cropped in or not.
Technical stuff. Angie says, hi, Chris and Miriam.
Okay.
Kathleen's here. And Mike is here.
Mike
and he says, hola.
Except you spelled it wrong.
Spelled it wrong?
Yeah, that's more like a wave is an hola.
Well, that's what you did.
Okay.
Emily says, hello, beautiful people. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Yvonne says, hi, guys. All is well. Carla says, good evening. Lori says, hi, guys. Kathleen says, going to try and stay awake. I'm whooped from work today. No guarantees. Oh,
nice.
Well, don't worry. When I talk, Chris usually falls asleep, so it works out good.
That's not true. Anyway, Shauna says magic video. Or video magic.
Yeah.
This is hi, friends. Shauna says, hi, Chris and Miriam. Stacy says, hi, guys. That intro was near magical.
Yeah.
All right.
How was your birthday, Stacy? Did you have a fun weekend?
Deb says, hey, Miriam and Chris. Good evening. Sonia says, howdy, kids. Mike says, I'm eating Buffalo Wild Wings right now. My kids are going to need to get wiped down. Though my keys. Oh, the
kids. Kids.
Lori says, such a techie. Jerry says, good evening, Bears. Just made my favorite chocolate toffee Keto Chow was ice cream and shared it with my family.
Yumma.
Nice. Keto Dana says, good morning. Good evening. Not good morning. It's normally morning when we do these. Maitreya says, evening, everyone. Donna says, love your products.
Maitreya, I have something to tell you. We have the vacuum flasks back in stock. They got in today.
Yes.
So you said you wanted one. So now
they're back in stock.
They're back in stock.
Yeah, and so they've been a big hit. It's one of the things we wanted to talk about because so we used to have. Let's see. Well, I'm just going to start from scratch. So if you're unfamiliar with our vacuum flasks. We used to have Hydro Flask brand ones, but we ran into a bit of problems where they changed the lid so it wouldn't work quite as well with Keto Chow.
And we love Hydro Flask. Don't get us wrong.
Don't get us wrong.
It's a great company. It's a great product.
Just the new lid.
But the lid's for a coffee.
And thick Keto Chow wouldn't go through it. So we talked to Simple Modern, and they had a very comparable product, or comparable, whichever you prefer, for less money. And they have more designs and they have more size options. So we switched over to Simple Modern for our vacuum insulated flasks. And now, instead of having an 18-ounce bottle that would barely fit Keto Chow, depending on how you mixed it, now we have one that's 22 ounces and another one that is 32 ounces. So the 22-ounce one fits pretty well in just about all cup holders. That's that same standard size. 32-ounce one is pretty big on the bottom.
It's fat on the bottom.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing that you set on a table.
But it comes with two lids, which is cool. So, and then one of the lids has the little attachment on it. I wish we would have brought one.
It has a thing that holds it on. So there's one that's a screw off, and it's just open and that's it. You're just drinking it. And the other one is a flip top one that's designed for more coffee, or in this case, works really well for Keto Chow.
Yeah, so if you use the open one and then you make it into ice cream, then you can sit and eat it. But that would be really long, tall ice cream.
Another cool thing is, so Hydro Flask kind of started this whole thing. And so they're kind of the industry standard as far as the dimensions and the threads and everything else. If you buy a lid that works with Hydro Flask, it works with Simple Modern, it works with a bunch of other different ones. But we really like the quality of the Simple Modern ones, and we brought a bunch in. They sold out fairly quickly, so we brought in more. So it's restocked now.
Yep, and they're less expensive.
That's also true.
Which is a really cool part.
Yep.
They're good quality. They're a really good product, and keeps your food cold or hot. But if you're going to put Keto Chow in put it in it cold to start with, because it will not cool. It's not a refrigerator.
Yes, if you have Keto Chow that you just mixed, so it's kind of like lukewarm, you put it in that and then stick it in the fridge.
No.
It's not going to ever get cold.
Yeah, you can throw a few ice cubes in it, and that will be good enough.
Yeah, it's actually better to mix it up in something like a blender bottle, and then put it in the fridge and let it cool off overnight. And then when you're ready,
just pour it into the vacuum flask.
Yeah, put that into the vacuum flask. So anyway, that's our vacuum flask. So Donna Hart says, love your products.
Oh, thank you.
Sonia says, hola. Mike says, hola, then sheesh. I never took Spanish. I took French. Yeah, a lot of good that's doing you now, huh? In our old school district, they did a dual immersion program. They wanted the kids to do
Chinese
French.
It
was French. Yeah.
Well, and you know what? We couldn't do it because we actually got transferred schools in second grade, and they had to start in first grade.
Yeah.
And so they wouldn't even let us try. I'm like, this school didn't even exist.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Well, it was so funny because I'm like, why French? Why not? I mean, so if you're going to pick languages to teach the kids starting, we're talking Spanish or Chinese. Why would you do anything else? But whatever.
Well, if you live somewhere else, you'll learn a different language.
That's true. Anyway, Karen says hi all. Patty says hi bears.
Hey guys.
Shauna says no buffalo wild wings for me, but made my own dill pickle marinated chicken wings. Oh, I remember you said you were going to do that with a sour cream dill sauce. What's a dill cream? I don't know.
I don't know.
Stacy says birthday was great. Thank you. My mom made me some awesome beef stew, and my best friends did this cute cake with Quest birthday bars.
Oh, that's so cute. I'm so glad you had a good birthday.
Deb says the picture is extremely clear, but I'm on MacBook instead of a phone. And it is uploading at 1080p, so... Anyway, Maitreya says, I saw, so my order will be done this morning after we get the landscaper all set up.
I'm glad. I just wanted you to know.
Okay. Lori says the new vacuum flask is awesome. Miriam just really likes the wood
the
marble.
Wood and the marble. They're so cute.
Yeah. Julia says, hey guys, how are you doing? I'm chilling in the backyard with my dog.
Nice.
Delisa says, good evening, Mary and Chris. Hello, Keto Chow family.
You forgot Devin said good evening.
I was going to get to that. Devin says good evening.
You skipped.
Shauna says Simple Modern also has alternative lids.
Yes, and we discovered, Shauna bought one and ordered it, and she discovered there was a coupon in the bottle for a free lid from there. So that's cool. I don't know if they're in all of them. We'll have to see, but...
So let's see.
I thought that was kind of cool.
We go on... mixing bottles and more. I guess it's just going to pull it up. So we've got... Close that. Go away. So we've got the 22 ounce and the 32 ounce. So they're just... Oh, no, it looks like we didn't get... Oh, that's right. The wood grain wasn't available.
Oh, yeah. So we got everything. We have them on back order. But...
And there's actually a couple new flavors of the 32 ounce that we'll be putting up tomorrow.
And they're not flavors. They're colors.
Did I say flavors?
It's not tomorrow either.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a surprise.
I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway. Okay. Maitreya says that her FJ Cruiser can accommodate the 32 ounce.
Hey, perfect.
Okay, Donna wants to know, how long does the flask keep Keto Chow cold?
Well, I just did water when we were camping, when we're trying these out.
Yeah.
I took and put ice and water and actually left it open a couple of nights by accident, the flip top, and I had ice for 3 days straight. So I feel like it could keep Keto Chow cold for that long.
It should. Well, and according to the page, it says the 32 ounce will keep cold drinks cold for 28 hours and hot for 12.
Oh, well, that's good for hot too, because usually You're worried about hot
And the
drinks.
22 is 24 hours cold and 12 hours hot.
Okay, there you go.
So, there you go. Let's see. Angie says that she likes your earrings.
Oh, thank
I like her
you.
hair.
Do I have both earrings on? I always worry that I have one missing.
Margie is working out her fasting muscles.
Yay! Speaking of fasting,
Okay.
we are going to be talking about fasting a lot this month. I
Yep.
was actually supposed to be fasting today, and I forgot, and we got Buffalo Wild Wings instead.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a 72-hour fast starting this Sunday if anybody wants to join us. And we're going to have Megan Ramos from The Fasting Method on our live stream next Tuesday night.
So at this time,
yes,
next Tuesday, we'll be talking with our friend Megan.
Yeah, so if you have any questions about fasting, we can ask her on that live stream, and it'll be really fun. So be sure to tune in then, and if you want to fast with us, that'd be great. We're starting at like 5, I think.
Yeah, so it's 5 o'clock. Well, that's what you put in the notes. 5 o'clock p.m. Mountain. Now, you can start whenever you want, and you can do it however long you want. That's one of those things. Don't fast more than necessary. If you start to feel kind of weird and stuff, just stop. Don't do it if you don't have to fast. You don't have to kill yourself. Please don't. And we'll be doing it'll pretty much just be water and salt. So
Yeah, we'll do electrolytes.
lots of real salt, lots of Keto Chow fasting drops.
Fasting drops.
So it's going to be pretty good. And it's interesting to... the first time we did a 72-hour fast, it was really hard.
It was hard.
The second time we did the 72-hour fast, it was like, that really wasn't as hard.
As hard as I thought.
This time should not
Hopefully.
be. Should be a lot. And that's why when Margie said that she's working on her fasting muscles, it really is, like
it's
working
like
a muscle.
Yeah.
So,
and I think you have to kind of get your mind set for fasting. So knowing that we're going to do it ahead of time, I'm thinking about it, I'm going to be having my mindset. I'll also make some plans. So during lunchtime and during, dinner prep time, I'll be thinking about other things and doing other things. So I'm not, 12 o'clock. What time is it? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to.
And it's funny, 72 hours is right about the time that your body says, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now.
We're never eating again. I guess this is what we're doing.
You just tell me when we're just... It's like the hunger turns off. It's like, whatever. We'll see if that happens the same way this time. Let's see. Lori posted the pics of the vacuum insulated flask. Weathers Wendy says, hello all. Delisa says that you're glowing tonight.
Oh, thanks.
Love the hair.
You're so nice.
Deb says, friends want my 22-ounce wood grain and ocean quartz. I love them both and fiercely protect them. Now I want to get a 32 ounce.
I haven't decided what I want. Yeah, I want them all. That's the problem. So I just haven't got one. I have a wood one that doesn't say Keto Chow yet.
Yes. Well, because when we wanted to test them out, we wanted to see if they would work.
And we wanted to see if they were
We had
worthy.
actually bought some Simple Modern products before, just because we wanted ones that would fit under the tap in the
at the high school.
At the high school in the restroom, so our girls could take Keto Chow to school. And it does. They have short ones. We decided not to carry those for Keto Chow just because they're kind of esoteric. But yeah, before we brought them in, we actually had to order them, test them out. Miriam did her whole leave ice in the in the car when we were camping. It was pretty interesting. Donna had a question. She says she's worried about banana flavor by itself. So did half and half with strawberry. Oh, so awesome. That was my lunch today. So what other things can you do if you... Either you're worried about liking a flavor, you don't like a flavor. Obviously, we recommend getting samples first.
For sure.
But let's say that you got a bunch of vanilla and you're starting to get bored with the flavor. What would you do?
So try to dress it up a little bit. There's a lot of things you can add. We actually talk about this a lot. There's a company that has a drop, OOO flavors. There's L'Oreal flavors. There's the sugar-free different syrups.
The Tarani, Da Vinci, skinny syrups.
Skinny syrups. A lot of people will just add those to them. You can add cocoa powder. You can add peanut flour.
The cocoa powder hack with vanilla is legit.
Yeah, because it's just chocolate.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
And the peanut flour is really good too. So.
It's really fun. And then if you don't have any of those or don't want to try it, you can look at the recipes on our website, and those are really fun to do different things with and eat, and make chaffles, because vanilla makes a great chaffle.
I have yet to try a flavor as a chaffle that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Every single one. The taco ones, fantastic.
Yeah.
Savory chicken soup, great. Pumpkin's great. Good. Root beer. Our kids made root beer last night.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
So
if you don't like it, try it a different way and see if you can get it the way you like it. People also will mix it with like a tea. They'll make the tea and then mix that as the water instead of water. And they'll also use like different almond milk or macadamia milk or coconut milk or any of those other things, just because it gives it a different taste. And you can
use a different fat too.
Yeah, different fats make it taste differently. Use bacon fat; it'll make taste bacony.
Oh, I tried chocolate with bacon fat.
Our son
I didn't like it. Our son did drink it. He actually took one for the team and did that. But interestingly enough, we have a lot of times where people are like, the strawberry is too bland. I don't like the strawberry. Miriam was in that same boat. She actually thought the strawberry didn't have enough flavor. If you're mixing it up with heavy cream, you'll notice that the flavor is a bit more muted. Heavy cream has that effect. Mix it up with butter instead. So you melt the butter and you mix it up with warm water, usually using a blender. We've got some great videos on our website showing how to do it with butter. It doesn't ever separate if you do it right, even after you refrigerate it. But the flavor comes through a lot stronger. So really interesting stuff. So yeah, the times that you've had the strawberry with butter.
With butter, it's better. Yep. I like butter with lemon better also.
Yes, it is a lot stronger on the lemon. Okay, so Mike says, my grandma spoke French. She lived in Fort Kent, Maine. In Maine, we all mostly took French. We were surrounded by French speakers on 3 sides. Okay, yeah, there you go. Deb says she took 5 years of French. What for? I took Weathers Wendy says I took French because the Spanish teacher was notoriously mean.
Oh, that's sad. Our Spanish teacher was a hoot. I took Spanish for 3 years, and his name was Mr. Anthony. He had a nickname for everybody. And guess what my nickname was? Madam Librarian. Because
yeah, really.
Miriam and Marion sound similar, which was fine.
Yeah, it's true.
It was fine. It was the first time I had a nickname.
Pear Renee's on. She says, hey bears.
Renee.
Right Family says, hey
Hi,
guys.
Right Family.
Shauna says she's going to get the 22-ounce Ocean Quartz one.
Oh, it's
Pear
so cute.
Renee likes your hair.
Oh, thank you.
And Heather Lark Gift is on.
Hi, Heather.
Say hi to Phil for me. So Karen just said that she ordered chocolate peanut butter. So excited. Well,
She
and it's
probably got 10%
it's coming
off
across the screen right now.
because it's for sale this week.
It is the flavor of the week. And we did talk a little bit about this morning on our live stream. Chocolate peanut butter is a bit notorious around here because it took 2 years for us to get the samples of version 2.1 working. So we had samples. It was actually the same packaging that we're using for chocolate peanut butter. But we went away from that packaging because everybody thought it was a protein bar.
Yeah.
And so we went with the ones that look more like it looks like a protein shake packaging. Well, we couldn't get the machine that does the packaging for those to work. It would like clog up the machine. So have you ever been drinking water and the ice is just kind of sitting there, and then all of a sudden it smacks you in the face?
That was what the peanut flour did.
That's what the peanut flour did in the machine.
So we can just look at our samples and say, one of these things is not like the other.
But so it took almost 2 years for us to get this chocolate peanut butter. Despite that fact, it still is the number 2 bestseller in the big bags.
Because it's so delicious.
Because it's delicious. So, and up until we got the samples, we were just telling people, put some peanut flour in the chocolate. That's about what it tastes like.
But the problem is with peanut flour, most of the ones you can get at the grocery stores have sugar in them.
They do.
So you have to be careful.
Yeah,
you can buy some on Amazon, though.
That's true.
Have sugar in
now, the stuff that we got it's a higher fat. It's actually the highest fat that you can get without it being a paste. 28% fat, if you want to know. Most peanut flours are 14%. Who knew?
We get it from Golden Peanut.
Yeah. So, it's hard stuff to get. Shannon says, love Megan. Megan Ramos.
Oh, I love Megan too. I'm like, who's Megan? I love Megan too.
Heather just finished the chocolate toffee keto chow.
Nice.
Jerry just completed a 45-hour fast, my first time ever. Good job.
Do you feel amazing?
Now, you're going to want to wait a while before you do another one, but Julia says that she's in. Mike says he's interested. Joe is on. Welcome, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Kate says, I'm curious about diabetes and fasting, looking for personal experience, not medical advice.
Yes, we don't have medical advice to give.
That would actually be a really good one that we can bring up with Megan.
Yeah, let's bring that up with Megan.
They actually deal with that a lot. One of the biggest problems they have with diabetics and fasting is taking them off their medication quickly enough. At least from what I remember what she said. Because when you start fasting, your blood sugar comes down, and all of a sudden you have all this insulin that you're shooting in, and it's like, too much insulin. So they actually have to, and one of the ways, and she'll probably get into this, one of the ways that they discovered that fasting was so effective was in Toronto, where they're from. There's a lot of people from different cultures, and during Ramadan, where people will... It's basically time-restricted feeding. They fast during the day and then have a feast at night. So it's one meal a day. And during that time, they had to take down everybody's medications really quickly because all these people were getting really healthy during Ramadan.
Yeah.
And then they would go back to eating the way they did before, and they'd have to put all the medications back. So it's very interesting what fasting can do. And there's documentary on Amazon Prime called Fasting. They interviewed Dr. Jason Fung. He works with Megan. They co-founded IDM and now the fasting method. And he has a really great quote. He says that Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha only agreed on one thing. That's fasting.
Yeah.
So it's interesting stuff. Kathleen says third time's the charm.
I have another fasting book. Do you want to see?
Oh, sure.
I'll get it.
She's gonna go. Keto Dana says, I just ordered some of your electrolytes. Maybe I should have gone for the fasting ones too. What's the difference? Okay, so let's talk about that really quickly. So, what are the differences between the different electrolyte supplements that we have? Because we have 3 of them right now.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to involve you in these things. I don't want to be...
I just love to hear you.
I don't want to be mansplaining.
Okay, the difference between the 3 electrolytes, they all have the same ingredients, right? They
Same
have
basic stuff.
sodium, magnesium, and potassium, but they're different amounts. We actually developed the fasting drops because Megan Ramos asked us to. She said, I really like these electrolytes, but it has too much potassium for my kidney patients. They can't have that much potassium because their kidneys are failing. And there we go.
Hold on, I'm not broadcasting
you're not there.
it yet.
Okay, just kidding. I see it and you don't. Anyway, so she said, can you give me one that has a lot of sodium and a lot less potassium? And so we made the fasting drops with just a ton of sodium and a lot less of the potassium and magnesium. And then the electrolytes, that was actually originally called fasting drops.
Yeah,
and
we changed the name just to confuse everybody.
Yeah, it just works so well for everybody because we all need that sodium, and potassium, and magnesium. And it helps with headaches, helps with leg cramps at night, just helps so much. Well, my leg cramps weren't always going away with the electrolyte drops. And then I was reading about magnesium, and we decided to carry the same thing with a lot of magnesium so that we could have my leg cramps and headaches go away. It also helps me sleep because I can't fall asleep at night. I have a sleepy problem.
I think it's children.
Yeah, well, now that they go to sleep and I don't. So, anyway, we love our drops and they just work so well. And the magnesium drops, just so you know, they're really bitter tasting.
They taste like magnesium, which is pretty bitter.
Gross, but they work so well. So you can put them in a drink. You can put them, you just put them with a little bit of water and just drink that and then drink some water. We like to put it into like a straw cup and you put it down the straw because it goes straight to the bottom.
Yeah.
And then you suck it up and then it'll be followed by water or whatever you're drinking. And it's just gone. So there's a couple ways that you can take it. The electrolytes and the fasting drops taste the same. They taste like salty water.
We're actually pretty pleased with the fact that the Keto Chow electrolytes are just electrolytes. There's no sweetener, there's no flavor, there's no color, there's no caffeine. It's just electrolytes. And so we put on there, it has no flavorings.
But it's no
it does
added
have a
flavor. It does have a taste. You can taste.
Yes.
It tastes like salt.
Every once in a while, we get someone who gives us a bad review saying, you said this didn't have any flavor, and this has a really strong flavor.
It doesn't have added flavor. It's so clean.
Yeah, it's just
but it
salts.
tastes salty. So
Potassium salts, sodium salts, magnesium salts. So anyway, yeah, that's our electrolytes. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Right, family. Oh, there's your fasting book.
There's the book. So this is Eve Mayer, Megan Ramos, and Jason Fung. Ooh, I pointed to the wrong one at the wrong time. This is their newest book that just came out, and it's awesome.
Is it on audiobook yet?
I don't know.
What the heck?
Here's Jason Fung's section. It says that his name is right there.
Okay, let's get caught up on some comments. Shauna says, hi, Joe. Keto Dana says, it's mainly for sleeping. Yeah, the magnesium. Well, or cramps. I actually had some cramps. I had to chase a stray dog out of our campsite this weekend because it could smell our food.
I know, he comes down every time.
And it just comes down and wants to eat our food because I think its owners let it eat food off the table. We don't have a dog for a reason. And I had to chase it away. And as I was chasing it away, my quad cramped up because I wasn't getting enough electrolyte.
For a couple of days.
It did. It hurt pretty bad that day. After I took some magnesium, it helped. Sodium helps with the contraction of muscles. Magnesium helps with the relaxation. So the contraction, relaxation, that's what they do. Ashley wants to know, are the rose gold bottles coming back?
Yeah, I think
they're back
today.
in stock. Yeah,
we put it back today.
Mike says, I added Loran butterscotch drops to pumpkin keto chow today. Nice. Francis says, I recently tried your electrolyte drops that Dr. Ken Berry recommended. I'm coming back for the magnesium drops and possibly the keto chow drink mix. Yes. Hey.
We love
welcome.
Dr. Ken. He's so great.
He is great. And then Shauna says, yeah, they're back in stock. The rose gold ones. Right Family uses the magnesium drops for leg cramps.
Yeah, and if I don't take the magnesium like every 3 nights, I just can't sleep. I try to take it a little bit every night or every other night. But if I go 3 days without taking it, then my legs are hurting all night long. So it really does help me a lot.
All right. So Deb likes to use the mag drops for leg cramps. She also uses the mag drops, but she also uses the Redmond's real salt. And we used a lot of real salt camping this weekend. I was going nuts with it.
Yeah, we love real salt.
Shauna has been adding Loran blackberry flavor to her strawberry keto chow.
Oh, that sounds good.
Heather says butter makes everything better.
That is
even
true.
Phil.
I don't see how you can make Phil better.
I don't know. Put some butter on him. Definitely going to be better. Rhonda says, I think I want to try banana chaffles.
Oh, nice. That sounds good.
James says, hey, he caught the live. Welcome,
hey, James.
Suyeta says, my mom is half French. I took Spanish out of rebellion.
Oh.
we have a daughter who eats carbs out of rebellion. It's like, okay, there you go.
Yeah, she's 18.
Keto Dana says, a coworker of mine has leg cramp problems. Maybe I should order some for her next order.
Yeah, and just tell her that they taste gross so she knows ahead of time.
Patty says, it's cool to be a librarian. What would you know about that?
It is. It's cool to be a librarian.
That's right. James is ordering my chocolate peanut butter this week. Nice. Heather says chocolate peanut butter is my go-to Keto Chow ice cream. Miriam had chocolate peanut butter ice cream yesterday because I had some left over in the fridge.
And I actually shared it with Kate because I got full, so I gave her about half of it. And that's okay, because if you're not hungry, you don't need to eat.
It's true. Right Family says, I thought you were going to say he called you Red. Some call Elizabeth Red. She says it's Elizabeth.
Oh, because she has red hair.
Uh-huh.
I actually don't have red hair for reals.
Keto looking honky says, it's Peter North here. Can you still eat steak? Like on a keto diet? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of people, I actually had a really interesting discussion with a guy on Reddit this weekend where we were talking back and forth about different sweeteners and how there isn't a lot of information about how different, like sugar alcohols, how do they affect the human body? We don't have a lot of long-term information about that. And I said, well, that sounds like a pretty good argument for going carnivore. And he's like, he thought I was being sarcastic, but I was like, no, I really, if you have questions, if you just don't know what to eat on a ketogenic diet, going for meat is always a good option. So have a steak, absolutely. Throw some cheese on it, maybe some butter.
And some bacon.
Go for it. Keto Clearinghouse says, evening.
Hi.
Robin says, peanut butter is my absolute favorite.
Yeah, it's so good.
Angie says, what fat do you use with the chocolate peanut butter shake? Chocolate, well, really
butter.
Whatever you want to use.
Butter.
We mostly use butter because that's what we use most of the time anymore.
But I did use heavy cream yesterday.
Heavy cream is a lot easier to mix.
I actually made 2 more this morning with heavy cream so I could have more ice cream. But I didn't do as much as you do because I don't need as much fat as you do.
So hold on a second. In your order of Keto Chow, you're going to get one of these guys. At least you should. And it has just kind of how much fat and what types of fat you can put in. So you can put in heavy cream, you can put butter, you can put different types of oils, different amounts for different people. I usually put a half cup of heavy cream because it's easy to measure, or I put a half stick of butter. Both of them make a shake that's about 530 calories. But Miriam doesn't use as much as that. Our teenagers, you probably actually need quite a bit more than that. But I'm the one that makes it, so they get what I put in there.
Okay.
But yeah, you can really use whatever you want. It kind of depends if you want the creamier flavor, you want the stronger flavor. Creamier, use heavy cream. Gonna throw in an ice cream maker? Heavy cream. You want lower carbs? Use butter. Butter's also cheaper. So Heather says Phil's at work as always. I'll see if I can get him on here. Keto Dana says to Angie, use butter. So Suyeta says, I have diabetes. Once fat adapted and off of meds, fasting can be a good thing. I wouldn't try it until off of meds.
Okay, there you go.
That is a very good answer. So, and now I'm assuming that you're type 2 diabetic, which is really funny because a lot of people will claim that there is no cure for type 2 diabetes. Once you've got it, you'll always have it. But there's a preponderance, or a lot, of people doing ketogenic diets that have reversed their symptoms of type 2 diabetes, eliminated their symptoms of type 2 diabetes, and are effectively cured. Although good luck getting them a doctor to take that off your chart. So.
Well, Shauna was saying, I'm curious about trying the fast. I haven't before because of being on insulin, but I'm not anymore.
Okay.
So there you go. I would recommend doing a 24-hour fast.
Yeah.
Start.
If you've never done one before.
Just do that and see how you feel. And then also pay attention to how you feel. Make sure you get enough electrolytes. Do the real salt and water. Pickle juice. If you need to have some broth, have some broth.
Yep.
And if you feel off, just quit fasting.
Yep.
And then see if you can make it 24 hours, and then you'll know.
Yeah, you got to work out that muscle, that fasting
muscle.
Shannon says her new book, Life in the Fast Clinic, Dr. Fung, has quite a bit of information about diabetes. That one right there.
Hey, I could just read it to you right now.
No, we got to get caught up on comments.
Diabetes.
The diabetes. Jerry says, I do feel amazing after my fast, but more amazed because we had another grandson yesterday.
Oh, congratulations.
9 pounds, 2 ounces, baby boy. Okay.
Oh, what's his name? That's so
It's
exciting.
probably Horace Slugmeyer or something like that.
No, it's going to be adorable.
Matreya says, chocolate peanut butter is my favorite. I think when I do my 3-day prep tomorrow, that will be my flavor for the sweet half. Nice.
Oh, perfect.
Karen says, I love Dr. Jason Fung. I got to give him a fist bump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a picture with him.
Kate says, thanks to Keto Chow, I do not use insulin in the day anymore.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fantastic. And Shauna says,
so
congratulations, Jerry, on the grandson. Carla says, I'm a TV diabetic. I do intermittent fasting every day. Extended fasting is harder depending on your progress on low-carb eating and meds. There you go. Weathers Windy says, fasting has helped me greatly with my blood sugar control, and I can tell that I've become more insulin sensitive because of keto and fasting. She highly recommends Dr. Fung's books.
Yeah.
Mike says, if Jesus, Buddha, and Muhammad agreed on bacon instead, the world would be a great place. You got 3 of those people, I think. Heather says, Phil says, hi, he's actually working.
Oh, hi, Phil.
He's actually working at work tonight. Nice, there you go.
Silly Phil.
Carla says, autocorrect, T2. It's a type 2, not TV.
Oh. Yeah, I thought she was going to say
I'm like, what's a TV diabetic?
TV
Okay.
Oh, man.
Shauna says, I have a small sample size of the fasting drops. Would that be enough for the fast you're doing? Okay, so that's a good question.
So for if you're going to do 24 hours, the whole bottle of fasting drops is what you need. But that's if you're not having any other salt.
Any other salt from any...
So you can measure.
Because our friends who work with IDM, they said that you need anywhere from 6 to 12 grams of sodium a day. Mm-hmm. And a bottle of the small bottle of fasting drops has, if I remember correctly, it's 10 grams.
Yeah, it's 10 grams.
So now that's 10,000 milligrams or 1,000 milligrams, whatever. No, 10,000 milligrams.
It's a number.
Anyway, you end up, depending on how much salt you need, you end up with 6 to 12 capfuls is what you need of the fasting drops per day if you aren't having any other salt. So usually people will use the bigger bottle and then fill up the little one as they're going around and just kind of work that in through the day. Mm-hmm. So let's see. Mike says, I put about a capful of mag drops in my water at bedtime every night. 2 days ago, I didn't. I woke up with leg cramps.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, we got him addicted. Boom.
That's right. That's what we're going for. Another thing that magnesium is good for is to help you go to the bathroom, speaking of which.
That is true.
Do you want to talk about the different types of magnesium that's out there?
We really need to get caught up.
It's okay.
Okay, so very quickly, if you go to the store, and this is something I've run into before, like say you're out and about, you have a leg cramp, or you just got off a river trip on the Colorado River, and you forgot to bring magnesium, and you've got leg cramps and cramps in your abdominal muscles, which really suck. Anyway.
Not speaking from experience?
Not speaking from experience at all. And you stop at a little store in Mesquite, Nevada to try and get some magnesium supplements. Pretty much guaranteed you're not going to find a good magnesium. They will have magnesium supplements, but they're going to be magnesium oxide, which is really handy for putting on your nose to prevent a sunburn, but not so handy for actually giving you magnesium. Magnesium oxide has a lot of magnesium for how much you're putting in there, so it's very inexpensive, and it looks really good on a nutrition label. But your body absorbs like 0.5% at the most. Maybe it's 2%. It's not very much. Magnesium citrate, on the other hand, your body absorbs a lot of it. But that's used as a laxative. So you usually don't want to use that. We use magnesium malate in Keto Chow. It's actually magnesium bound to an amino acid, malic acid. Mm-hmm. There's also magnesium glycinate and a few other different types of magnesium bound to an amino acid. Those are absorbed pretty well, and they don't have the laxative properties that magnesium citrate does. There's also magnesium chloride, which is magnesium bound to a chlorine. That's actually what's in the mag drops. Mm-hmm. It's absorbable. It doesn't have the laxative properties unless you take really a lot of it.
Yes.
It's a bit more expensive, but the cool thing is we're able to get it right out of the Great Salt Lake, which I guess it's that way. Great Salt Lake is that way. Anyway, and so that's what the mag drops are. It's purified water from the Great Salt Lake mixed with water from the Great Salt Lake, and that's it. Yeah, it's to make it so it doesn't crystallize in the bottle. So,
thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. Kate says, it's so awesome you guys did that. I had a successful kidney transplant 6 years ago. Wow. I remember how hard it was to know what was safe to have. You guys are seriously amazing.
That's so awesome.
Stacy says, question, I'm almost done with my heavy whipping cream supply, so I'm going to start using butter. How much psyllium husk would you recommend adding to make it thicker? So that's a good question.
That is a good question.
So, and this comes down to the fact that when you mix Keto Chow with butter versus heavy whipping cream, it doesn't mix up quite as thick. So if you want that same thickness, there are a couple things that you can do in order to make it thicker. You want to talk about it?
Yes.
I'm looking over at you. I'm prompting
You're
you.
looking at, I was reading, sorry. You can do gelatin.
Mm-hmm.
You can do guar gum. You can do xanthan gum.
Or psyllium husk.
Or you can do psyllium husk. We actually have today on the Facebook support group, our friend Christy Davis from the Keto Village Facebook page posted her video on how to do it with gelatin.
I'll see if I can
it'll have
put
the
that in there.
amounts. Yeah. I actually had it on here. I don't know if you saw.
I did.
But I would start smaller and then go up. We had somebody else who said that they put a whole tablespoon of psyllium husk, or psyllium husk, however you want to say that, into their Keto Chow, and it was too thick. So I'd start with like a teaspoon or two.
Well, one thing my dad does, interestingly enough, is he mixes up psyllium husk with water and then adds that to the Keto Chow. Now, he's not doing it to thicken up the Keto Chow, although it does thicken it up a bit. He's actually doing it because, and this is something interesting that we've noticed, some people, when they do Keto Chow more than 2 meals a day, so sometimes 2 meals, sometimes 3 meals, sometimes it gives you the runs. Other people, it gets them constipated. Other people are just fine. So he actually does it so that he can keep going. Other people don't have that problem. It's really interesting. So, okay, I just got, I posted a link, so I got moved down. Okay, so Suyeta says, so you can say no artificial flavor. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
It's actually, strangely enough, it is kosher. We can't say it's halal because it hasn't been specifically tested for, but it is halal.
Yeah.
It's vegetarian. It's actually vegan as well. And yeah.
That's funny.
Deb says...
Because it's just salt and water.
It is. It's literally
it's just
salt.
Minerals.
Deb says, I've just started listening to the Complete Guide to Fasting audiobook by Dr. Jason Fung. My longest recent intermittent fast is 22 hours, but hubby nags me. Thinks it's dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay, that's an interesting point. If fasting was dangerous, humans as a species would have died out a long time ago. Because we did not have ready access to food 24 hours a day, or even every day, or even every week, until very recently.
No cucumber sandwiches in the market today?
Not even for ready money. It's a quote from The Importance of Being Earnest, which is a fantastic play by Oscar Wilde.
I love that show.
There's several movie versions of it. I highly recommend it. Anyway, Importance of Being Earnest. Let's see. What does Wendy says? Maybe add a flag on the electrolytes that says pure salty goodness.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Shannon and Shauna says, yes, there's an audiobook of the fasting method.
Yay.
Fantastic.
Audiobooks are my favorite.
Audiobooks are tight. Farron Ray says, my magnesium is mag oxide 250 milligrams. I take it at night. How many milligrams are each of your drops? Now, that's the problem with magnesium oxide. You're going to be absorbing maybe 2.5, 5 milligrams out of that 250. So, whereas the magnesium drops, it's already in solution. It's already in a liquid. It's in its ionic form. You're going to absorb almost all of it. So,
can I tell you guys a secret?
What's that?
Dr. Barry wrote to me and asked me to send him magnesium drops.
Oh.
This week.
We just shipped that, was it today?
So he uses, yeah, we shipped it today.
Okay.
So he uses them because they're great.
Yep. Okay.
And he thinks they taste gross too.
Jerry says, how many drops from the bottle of electrolytes to equal the little individual packets? So the individual packets that we have, the RIP packs, of the electrolyte drops equate to half of a cap full.
Yeah.
So if you want to do drops, it's like
20 drops.
Well, you put about 1 drop per ounce of water to equal the same concentration, sort of thing. Shauna says she got it on her Kindle.
Nice.
The My Name says, is it true that the Keto Chow drops with Ken Berry's photo are made with a tiny amount of his sweat? Actually, no, it's not.
Yes, it is. Oh.
He is in no way involved in the production. We just
put his
we stuck
on there.
we said, hey, can we put your picture on here? And he's like, okay. And then when he goes to conferences, which hasn't happened a lot this year, the idea is he would have a bag of those to hand out to people and say, here, check this out. And there's a link to our site on there. Gina says, I'm new to Keto Chow, just placed my order earlier today. First time catching live. Hey, welcome.
Yay.
Sorry I'm behind on comments. Matreya says butter, definitely.
Butter.
Jason says, give them all a little pat of butter. Let's see. Jenna says, I want to buy this. Could you add it to iced coffee for flavor? So are we talking about Keto Chow or the electrolytes? Because you can actually add both of them. We have a lot of people that will use coffee for the water component when they're mixing Keto Chow, or
it changes the flavor. It's yummy.
We have some people who will just use the Keto Chow powder and just add that to their coffee.
Like a creamer
as a creamer. Yeah. Especially the salted caramel. A lot of people go nutso about that in their coffee. Patty says, I used 1 tablespoon butter and 2 ounces cream cheese in my Keto Chow chicken soup tonight. So yummy and a lot thicker. There you go.
So Wright family said that they didn't mind being called red or something. I don't mind though now about being called red. And I think it's so cute to be called red. I actually was called legs.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm 5'9", which I don't really feel like is that tall, but when I was 5'9" in, 6th grade, I was a little tall.
Okay.
So I was called legs because, everybody could look at them because they were right in their faces.
Rhonda wants to know if the chocolate peanut butter is good made into ice cream.
Yeah.
It's very good.
So good.
Mike points out that right now in Las Vegas at Smith's, which is a grocery store, you can buy butter for $1.50 a pound.
Wow,
but you can only buy 4 because the price of butter has gone way down during COVID. Nice.
That's crazy.
Deb says, heavy whipping cream in my Keto Chow ice cream. Extra creamy, yum. Buddha for better. For regular drinking Keto Chow, also yum. Oh, yeah, butter. Yeah, there you go.
Butter.
Joe says Rachel's mom was a type 2 for 20 years. After being keto for 6 months, she went off all meds and her doctor changed her chart to no longer a diabetic. That's amazing.
Yay!
This is such a difficult way of life.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Sonia says, absolutely. My A1C is under 5 for the last 5 years, but they still call me diabetic. Shaking my head. Right family says, congrats on the baby. My Name says 4 packs of Costco butter also went down from $10 to $7.50.
Oh, nice.
That's the interesting thing about butter. You get a good butter. So butter should only have 2 ingredients or 1 ingredient. If it's salted butter, it should be cream and salt. If it's unsalted butter, which I'm not sure even why you're wasting your time with that, it should just be cream. But I like more salt. And I cannot lie. Heather says, Chris, I'm shocked you're getting behind in comments. Well, it's because we're pontificating.
Jerry said Andrew Paul. That's the baby's name.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's so cute.
And Joe says her doctor was also against her being on keto, talking about his mother-in-law.
Yeah, that's hard. Especially when you've been with a doctor for a long time and you kind of trust them with your health and they've been helping you for all these years and then you're like doing this bad thing.
Well, it goes against a lot of what we've been taught. Although if you go back 50 years, it's exactly what everybody knew, which is funny.
It's crazy.
Jerry says that the baby was born after only 10 minutes after they got to the hospital.
Wow.
Does that mean they got a discount?
Wow.
I'll tell you what, when you have twins,
it's buy one, get one free.
You only have to pay for one of them. It's great.
It's true.
Carla says, I use the fasting drops all the time in cold drinks. Does it hurt anything to put them in hot coffee? No.
It does make your coffee salty.
Yeah,
So
they're literally
salt in it.
They're elements. That's it.
They're
They're not going to change. You can't destroy them with heat.
You can't break them down with heat.
No.
It's cool.
You could separate them using electrolysis, but anyway.
Do you have electrolysis in your coffee?
If you put a copper and a
dangerous, don't even say
a zinc anode and cathode and powered it up, you could anyway.
And somehow you're not going to get electrocuted from
Amanda recommends using gelatin instead of psyllium husk. And Mike says, talking to Joe Stoffer, that's when you do it anyway and then prove to the doctor that it's healthier. There you go.
Yep.
Sarah says, hello.
Hello, Sarah.
And Louisiana, Texas Piper says, hey guys, I just ordered another starter kit, but this one is for my son that needs to gain weight.
Oh, there you go.
Now, that's an interesting thing about... Now, Dr. Ken Berry prefers to refer to the ketogenic diet as the proper human diet. He says, when you call it by that name, a lot of the questions go away. Like, is it safe to eat this way? I don't know. Is it safe to eat the proper human diet? Is this okay? Is that okay? And when you eat the proper human diet, which is, cutting down on the carbs, getting the right amount of fat, getting the right amount of protein, you will go to a healthy weight, provided you're not snacking like me. And if that means gaining weight, gaining muscle, then that is what you'll do. So if you're underweight, you will gain muscle on a ketogenic diet. Absolutely. Just look at Dr. Sean Baker. Holy cow. That guy's nuts.
He gained muscle.
Yep.
He's 54.
My name's talking about the fasting drops says they're probably organic too.
They are. Don't even start. All of the drops are haha, Sarah says.
Halal.
Halal. Sorry, I thought it said haha.
They are so organic. If you go back to your high school chemistry, you'll know that organic just means it has carbon in it. And
I said don't start.
Yeah. So the fasting drops technically are inorganic. But anyway, Suyeta says, talking to keto on a budget, the only keto I can follow. Love your channel.
Oh, thank you.
Mike says keto drops are practically holy water. Nice. Fairheaded Renee says, but how many milligrams of magnesium are in your mag drops versus the electrolyte drops? Is there a breakdown of everything in each? Yeah, so I posted this earlier. Let me go back. And so this is on it's on the Keto Chow page. So you've got the breakdown of the different ones in each of them. So a capful of the little bottle is what's in these amounts down here. So the magnesium drops have 200 milligrams per capful.
They look really bad in that picture.
And there's a video actually on that page.
You look sad, and I have like bags under my eyes.
No, it's just because I caught us in the middle of doing something. Anyway, so yeah, the electrolyte drops is kind of a balanced mix of both. The magnesium is mostly magnesium. Fasting drops, mostly sodium. So... let's see. Deb says mag drops do not taste the best. Miriam, share the secret straw trip. Yeah, you did, right?
It does. It works.
So yeah, you literally just take a drink, pour it down the straw, and suck it up.
Because then it's gone. You just drink it and it's gone. And it's followed up by a different taste. So it's great.
Shauna says Keto Chow chocolate toffee made with coffee is my favorite. Janice says, I'm so obsessed with Keto Chow. I can't stop buying it and hanging out on the website.
Oh, you're
all right.
so
Well,
nice.
there no loitering, okay? There's signs all around our Walmart that say no loitering.
No loitering.
Heather says, Miriam, you're tall, but I'm short, so everyone is tall to me. You're pocket size.
Yeah, you're adorable.
Let's see. My name says Red is my uncle's nickname. We call him Uncle Red.
Oh, that's cute.
Heather says, buy one, get one free. Yeah.
Yeah, the children? Yeah. We actually got that deal twice.
That's true.
Buy one, get one free.
We saved $10,000 on maternity deductibles, which is very difficult to enunciate properly, by the way. Sarah says the salt drops, I use 3 to 5 in coffee, takes away the bitterness.
Oh, there you go. That's cool.
Shauna says, we are so lucky. Our doctor recommends keto. He's so glad to see my husband's blood sugar go down.
Oh,
he came off insulin.
So awesome.
He's still on medicine to help him use his insulin better, but no insulin. Nice.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
Parrot Renee says, dang, guys, sorry to make you go back. It's okay. I had it queued up and ready to go.
No problem.
Rhonda says, trying to order the chocolate peanut butter and keeps giving me just chocolate. Make sure that you are clicking the chocolate. If you're doing it on mobile, try it on a desktop. We did have someone earlier this week who their browser was just giving them problems. Switch to a different browser or use what's called an incognito. It's Control-Shift-N. Or you just right-click and select Open an Incognito window. That's basically like it's a brand new browser that's never been anywhere.
It doesn't have saved cookies.
It doesn't have cookies. It doesn't have plugins. Anything that your browser might be causing weird, it's like a new computer. Anyway, But if you really have problems, give us a call.
Yeah, give us a call or email us at hello@ketochow.net or orders@ketochow.xyz.
Kate has a good question. Are the fasting drops totally necessary? I love pickle juice. Is that a reasonable substitute?
Of course.
Yeah,
you can totally do pickle juice instead.
The biggest difference between pickle juice and the fasting drops is the fasting drops also have other trace minerals as well.
Mm-hmm. Also, garlic. There's garlic and pickles.
There is garlic and dill in pickles. Also, it has acetic acid, which I learned pretty recently is a saturated fat.
What?
Yeah, acetic acid is a saturated fat.
Pickle juice for the win.
I think it's one carbon, though maybe it has three. It's a really short chain fatty acid. Anyway.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's in vinegar.
So yeah, drink your pickle juice.
Says I need to get some. Tired of taking a pill. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's what I love about it so much. I just don't like taking pills, and I'm like, okay, I don't even measure. I just throw whatever into my drinks. I'm the worst.
Jason says I finally got my prime rib tonight. Congratulations! Not from Texas Roadhouse, since they apparently only have them on the weekend. Depends on the location.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot easier to find it on the weekend. But from this other place I'd gone to several months ago, which is just as good.
Yay!
Nice. Heather said, I just had my mag drops with the grape Zevia.
Ew.
I'm sure you would love that, Miriam. Good job, Heather.
I don't like grape. It's gross.
So Yetta says, I like the coffee creamer idea. I'm constantly struggling to make coffee creamer that tastes good without all the extra junk or crap they add to sugar-free coffee creamers in the store. Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people like the salted caramel for a coffee creamer.
Rhonda says, I know I'm hitting the peanut butter because it happened twice. Okay, there you go. Yeah, if it really doesn't work, give us a call. We'll help you out.
Yeah, we'll trade for you.
Joe says pickle juice can have some carbs, especially if it's from store-bought pickles.
Yeah, you have to just look and see if it's a good dill pickle.
Yeah.
You can't get the sweet pickles.
Well, yeah, but even dill pickles will sometimes have stuff. Kate says, so does carbon make it organic? Yeah. That's the definition.
She winked and laughed.
I know. Mike says, I use 4 browsers simultaneously, Chrome, Opera, Firefox, and Edge. I also have what's called a user agent switcher. It can pretend to be any browser.
What the heck?
I actually had a plugin for my browser that allowed me to switch my host file on the fly so I could connect up to staging servers.
I have the answer.
What's that?
Nerd. Mike, you're a nerd.
I'm sure he's fine with that.
He probably already knew that. Apparently, he's got 4 browsers all the time.
All I want to know is why Mike is not using Brave. Which is basically it's a Chrome.
red-haired girl show?
No, not that Brave. The Brave browser. It's a lot like Chrome. So, for those of you who didn't know, let me just start over. For those of you who didn't know, we now have some flavors of Keto Chow that we're going to be carrying seasonally. Meaning we're not going to have the big bags. We're still going to have the sample size, just not the big bags in stock year-round. This was kind of a hard decision to make because I'd always said that I would always have eggnog year-round because I love eggnog. But the sales of eggnog, they just don't justify it. So, and for most people who want an eggnog fix, the samples are just fine. They're not getting the big bags. So we made a decision that the root beer and the orange we would restock in the springtime, so that it'd be ready in the summertime. Once it runs out, we're not going to restock it again until spring comes around, so that we'll have it for the summer. Mm-hmm. The same thing goes por el opuesto, for the opposite thing. For the eggnog and the pumpkin spice, we're going to bring back in the fall, so it's ready to go for fall time. And then also the savory flavors, the different soups, we're going to bring those back during the cold time as well. And again, we'll still have the sample size available. We just aren't going to have the big bags. It's just because, well, otherwise they're sitting on our shelf during the times of the year when nobody's buying them. So to make sure you get the freshest product.
We're doing the best thing for our business.
And if you're the type of person like me who likes eggnog year round, the bags of Keto Chow do have a 2-year shelf life from when they're produced. So if you like it, order a bunch and you can keep it for a while.
Out of stock.
I know. A lot of them are already out of stock.
Pumpkin spice will probably be out of stock this week, actually.
Yeah. It won't be out of stock too long because we're going to be ordering more pretty soon to get it back in stock for,
the fall.
Pumpkin spice latte time.
Yeah.
Gotta get your basic white girl on, right?
October. Which is not that far away.
Yeah, we just wanted to give you guys a heads up that that's what we were doing as far as the seasonality of the flavors go. So let's see. Mike says he's a true nerd. The Crash says always fun to ping your competitors with an IE6 user agent to keep them on their toes. IE6. IE6 was terrible.
Terrible.
The if I remember correctly, the project manager of Firefox, one of the project managers, says the release that he was most proud of was Internet Explorer 7. Because Microsoft had pretty much given up. They were like, hey, IE6 is good enough. And it just sat there for years and years. And it wasn't until Firefox came out that they said, okay, fine, we'll make a new, better one. So Yetta says, I have to have all the browsers instead for web development and testing. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Keto Dennis says, she's throwing in the towel. Good night. Catch you guys in the morning.
Oh, good night. Sleep tight.
My name says, I have Vivaldi also in Bing on my phone. Bing.
Do you know what Vivaldi is? He's
the
a
composer. Okay.
I have a CD. I have his CD.
So Joe says, buy the ones from the refrigerated section, the pickles, and check out the label. A lot of the ones in the regular shelves have sugar. Also, refrigerated ones have active bacteria, which is also good for your gut.
Hey, we just learned something new. Thanks, Joe.
The Crash says, yeah, I love eggnog, but it's definitely not an everyday or even every week thing. Yeah, there you go. Mike says, I have enough pumpkin spice to probably last 1 year past its freshest state, which is why it's in heavy rotation in my house. Chaffles. Make some chaffles.
Oh, and pumpkin sausage soup.
Oh my gosh, the pumpkin sausage soup is nuts.
I almost had that for breakfast, but then I wanted wings.
Shauna says, if I'm drinking pickle juice for my fast, how do I keep my pickles fresh?
Eat the pickles. Oh.
That's a good question.
Put them in a container.
Here's actually something that we learned from Joe and Rachel from Two Crazy Ketos.
Oh.
If you can get it in stock. Real Salt has their seasoned salt. If you mix that up with hot water, it tastes so much like chicken broth, it's insane.
And it's just seasoned salt.
It's just like garlic and other seasonings.
It's mostly salt, and it has a little bit of flavor to it.
Yeah.
So.
And there might be like you put a gram of that stuff into your water, and you might have 1/10 of a gram of carbs. Like, it's nothing. But when we do an extended fast, that is like we're drinking that all the time. It's fantastic stuff.
Yeah, it's so great.
It's on the Real Salt website.
Seasoned salt.
They have had a little bit of problems with getting it in stock. But you just brought 2 of them to work.
Yeah, because I bought them and then bought more and then bought more. So I brought 2 to work. I had some this morning, or yesterday morning, actually. It was this morning.
Sarah says that she has about a year's worth of salted caramel in her house.
Nice.
Amanda says, put them in a Ziploc bag. I have so many jars of juice. My hubby eats pickles so fast.
Oh, perfect.
Heather says, I can't wait until October.
Woo-woo.
Oh, yeah. Keto Salt Lake is coming up. What? Kate says, I have a question about expirations dates. I did read about the 2-year thing. I use Keto Chow for almost all meals. I ordered 5 bags of pumpkin, and they expire in October. Should I be concerned about vitamin mineral breakdown? That is a really good question. So on the bags of Keto Chow, there is an expiration date, and it's usually from 2 years from the manufacture date. Now, what that 2-year shelf life is telling you is that the vitamins, it's a couple B vitamins and vitamin K2 and
vitamin A.
Those tend to oxidize over time. They are in a sealed container, so it'll last about 2 years before those degrade lower than a third of your vitamins per meal. Because one of the design principles with Keto Chow was you wanted to have at least a third of all of your vitamins, all your minerals, everything for every meal. Well, after you get that past that 2-year mark, some of the vitamins will be down below the 1/3 mark. if you're eating Keto Chow once a day, twice a day, that's probably not something that you need to be concerned about. I'm not concerned about it if I get older stuff. It doesn't really bug me. Unless I'm doing an experiment or I'm doing a challenge where I'm only eating Keto Chow like 3 meals a day, every day for weeks at a time. In that case, yeah, going past the expiration date, probably not a good idea for the vitamins. Also, once you get past the 2 years, the flavor is going to change a bit. You're probably not going to be able to tell the difference. It's not quite as
strong of a flavor.
It tends to kind of like the flavor goes away a bit.
Just muted.
So that's why it has a best by date. And again, it's not going to hurt you that we know of. And we had the accelerated testing done, and they agreed, 2 years easily. Probably could have gone a lot longer than that because we spend quite a bit of money on the packaging of Keto Chow to make sure it has a really good oxygen barrier to keep stuff from getting in. It's also packaged in the desert. You're welcome. We have super low humidity here. So when you open it up, you'll notice there aren't a bunch of those little desiccant packets because around here we don't need them. But if you are in an area with high humidity, you may want to consider, once you've opened your Keto Chow, making sure that you get it in an airtight container. If you're super concerned and, like, say, you've got eggnog and you're not going to be eating it every day.
Pumpkin.
Or pumpkin. You're not going to be eating it every day. Maybe store it in the freezer because the lower temperature will prevent the oxidation from happening. And there's also lower humidity because of the lower temperature. So there you go. That's the whole spiel about expiration dates. Let's see. Oh, and Heather says, she gets to see us in October.
Yeah.
So Yetta says, I actually have customers that still insist on using Internet Explorer. Why? I tell them Microsoft doesn't even support it. Neither will I.
Oh.
Is it because they want to install ActiveX stuff? I mean, come on. Mike says, I've been thinking of putting the seasonal flavors in my inventory up for sale to the highest bidder. You go right ahead, man. Once you bought it, the doctrine of first sale says you can do whatever you want with it. Just don't involve me.
Or me.
Heather says, I have a bag of snap pickles every night.
Oh, yeah? Awesome.
Sarah points out that there is a Facebook group that sells Keto Chow. There is. We're not involved with it.
We don't even want to know about it.
Yep. La, 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 la. Joe says, I can't take all that credit for that. Julie turned me on to that trick.
That's nice.
The seasoned salt. Yeah.
Oh, the six. Oh,
yep.
Sorry. I was thinking about pickles still.
Mike says, I have a laptop that still boots with Windows 2000, but it only has Internet Explorer. It's useless because websites freak out and refuse to load on computers running old IE. Can't even get Chrome or Firefox. Well, that's what the user agent switcher is for, right?
You know what you could do? Take it out in the backyard and shoot it.
Yeah, it's true. Kate says, so they should be good fine until October 2022. It depends. So, like, each bag is going to have the expiration date for that
batch. Yeah.
So it kind of depends on. You may get a bag that has a year left on it. You may get a bag that has 21 and a half months left on it. But we try to get it pretty far out, and that's one of the reasons why we're doing the. Making the flavors seasonal, so that when people are getting those flavors, they're going to be getting a bag that has a longer shelf life still left on it. Let's see. Mike says, yes, I'm in it. It's weird how some people pay more for open bags than I pay for retail with the discounts and free shipping. Makes no sense. Okay. Let's see. Hen's mom says, when is lemon meringue coming back in stock? It's still in stock.
Yeah, it still is. So
the lemon meringue is only available in the sample size, and it's a limited run. So there's about 50,000 of the samples. Once that runs out of stock, we'll then think about bringing it back. We've had a pretty big reaction to it, a pretty positive reaction. Everyone's saying, well, they love it, they love it, they love it. They want it in the big bags. The problem is, from the time that we order it to the time that it's produced, made, sitting on our shelf, we've tested it, it's ready to go, the earliest we could have it would be next spring. So we're not going to bring it back anytime soon, and it all kind of depends on how quickly they sell out. So it's a limited run. So Patty says, I have pumpkin spice every morning. Suyeta says, hi, I'm in Florida. I'm betting freezer is my best bet. Super humid here. And once again, that's if you aren't going to be using it up very quickly. So if you're going to be using it up within like a month, I wouldn't sweat it. If you're going to take a long time, yeah, maybe you could. One thing that you can also do is get a bunch of little baggies, scoop baggie, make your own sample size. That way you're not constantly opening up the bag over and over again. Jerry likes that we take time to explain things.
Oh, thank you.
Shauna says Redmond real salt, seasoned salt out of stock again. Dang it! Ah,
Oh, sorry.
Mike says my old laptop is a great DVD player, but it's 4:3 aspect ratio. See, why are you even doing that? Just rip them onto your hard drive and don't even worry about the stinking spinning disc.
The stinging one.
So Kate says, okay, all the October I ordered are stamped October 2020. So there you go. That's
yes. So that is soon.
Yep. Mike says I still have a stash of 42 lemon samples left. I might mix one up again. So. Hen's mom says I was just on the site. I didn't see it. We'll check it out again. So you'll only find it on the samples
section.
Yeah,
so,
the sweet samples. Individual meals.
Yes. I should make some lemon. That sounds good.
Shauna says, is it the regular real salt or the kosher? It's
Both.
the regular one. Yeah, that they put the seasoned salt in. Shauna says I could drink lemon every day. It tastes just like lemon Oreos. Oh, yeah, there you go. Sonia says next spring would be perfect timing for lemon. Get her done.
Yeah.
Right Family says you're welcome. The dill are good too. They come in sliced or in one big pickle.
Nice.
Yvette says late to the party. So did you just cover how long a bag lasts once opened? Yeah, we kind of did. So that's back. I got that way. Mike says my freezer is full of Christy Davis frozen meals and as much hamburgers as I could buy when they went scarce. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Our freezer has some Christy Davis meals in it too.
It's true.
They're great.
Our kids buy.
Our kids really like them. I mean, I like them too, but
eat them cheddar. Cheese. So Yetta says I just found spicy taco soup mix. I wonder if I could use that as taco seasoning mix for keto taco salad.
Yes, do it.
A lot of people do use that. I think we actually have a recipe.
We have something.
Okay, so
pull it up.
If you go, let me switch over, make sure I'm on here.
Oh, you're already there. How perfect.
So, because I've got a button for it. If you go on our website to resources and you go to recipes, that'll bring up our recipe page.
Look at that. That first one, chocolate peanut. Chocolate
my gosh.
peanut butter, Muddy Buddies.
This recipe is nuts.
So yummy.
And it's crazy simple. It's butter,
peanut
butter, some powdered erythritol,
and pork rinds.
Keto Chow and pork rinds. Like
Yay.
it is stupid easy to make. And the funny thing is,
so good.
Okay, so you could actually, if you did this right, you could basically make a serving of Keto Chow into this, and it's like mixing up Keto Chow with water and butter. It just happens to have a little bit of extra peanut butter and erythritol.
It's your meal.
You could have this for a meal.
Pork rinds for a meal. That was a lot of pork rinds.
It was fantastic.
It was really good. You gotta try it. It's yummy.
So okay,
so go back to taco.
Yeah, so you go to the Keto Chow flavors, and you go to this spicy taco soup.
Whoop, whoop. Oh, that tamale pie.
Oh, that was good.
So yummy.
It was really, really good.
We should make that tomorrow.
Anyway, so there are a bunch of different recipes.
There's taco soup right there. Cool.
Oop.
It's gone.
I switched too soon.
You go.
Yeah. Kate says I gotta finish my homework. Thank you both for doing these lives.
Hey,
you're very welcome.
Have a good night.
Mike says I need to make more of the recipes. Sarah's headed to bed. Have a wonderful night. Well,
night,
it
Sarah.
is. We've been going on for about an hour. Is there anything else that we wanted to talk about? We actually covered that earlier, but
this is last week's.
That is last week's. Where's this week's?
That's
I'm like,
wrong
all
paper.
that stuff. Yeah, okay. So, anything else you wanted to talk to about this on this week's? I am me speaking good.
I think we've covered everything.
A lot of the stuff we wanted to talk to.
One question we had was, is there a gift option for ordering Keto Chow? So we do have gift cards.
Now we're trying to make these videos so they're in nice chunks. So, are there gift options when ordering Keto Chow?
There is a gift card option.
Yes.
That's what they're meaning. You can also order Keto Chow and have it sent to a different address if you want to buy it for a family member or something like that. You can even put a note in there and we'll, send the note along, and that's one way to do it also. Now
be aware, if your shipping address and the billing address don't match, it's very likely it's going to light up our fraud detection stuff, and you'll probably get an email or a text or a phone call just to make sure that for realsies you were you were
buying
ordering
that for somebody else.
And I do have to say, we have had a remarkably low incidence of fraud, and it wasn't until, seriously, it was a year ago the first time we had our first fraudulent order after 5 years in business, which is crazy.
Because our customers are amazing.
Yep. So, yes, you can order gift cards. They're available in several different denominations, and you can order some and send it to a friend if you want. Chris is Cronkite. There you go. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. So, anything else you wanted to say?
Have a good night.
Okay.
Think about fasting with us next week.
That's right. So again, we're going to be fasting. It's next Sunday. We'll be talking about it on our lives. But if you want to join in with the fun, next Sunday around 5 p.m. Mountain. Oh, Yvette just tried chocolate peanut butter for the first time. Yay! It was awesome. And Heather says my groove is off. And well, that happens.
The Emperor's groove.
All right. Well, you guys all having a great night.